EA with the Star Wars license? Somebody's going to the dark side. Isn't it kind of funny how announcing a Sims game at this point requires specifying that it is both single player and offline? If you like the Songbird from BioShock Infinite, there might be something coming out that you'd be interested in. Hello and welcome to another edition of Tuesday Newsday. This is Sil, here to give you my top 3 gaming stories of the week. We'll jump right in. Got 3 pretty decent sized stories to jump into. First up, big news today from the Star Wars and EA worlds. In an announcement today, it was confirmed that EA has acquired an exclusive license to develop all future Star Wars games. There aren't a lot of terms that are available publicly at this point in time, but it does look like a pretty substantial win for EA. Again, it's exclusive, so there will be no other developers working on Star Wars. It's just going to be EA. And they have some developers internally that they've already pegged to start working on some of these games. Disney maintains the rights to make social and casual games based on the Star Wars IP, but EA is going to be working pretty heavily on new games for more core gamer audiences that will be coming out in the Star Wars universe. And they've already tapped some of their biggest developers to work on them, like Visceral Games, DICE, and BioWare. So all 3 developers are currently slated to be working on something for the Star Wars universe. BioWare is a little surprised, having made Star Wars The Old Republic, which actually is also published by EA, so not necessarily a big surprise that EA acquired the license, but something that did come as a bit of a surprise given just last month with the closure of LucasArts, the game studio. Besides the studios in-house that are currently going to be working on Star Wars games, the only other news that EA did make available publicly today was that all of the games that they are currently developing for Star Wars would be running on DICE's Frostbite 3 engine, which is the same technology that's powering Battlefield 4. So as that additional news on that comes out, we'll definitely be talking about it in future editions. In other EA news this week, today they announced the future arrival of The Sims 4, the latest entry in the popular human simulation sim, and they're making some big changes with this game to the basic gameplay formula, or at least so they say. We don't know much about the game yet, but they have mentioned that there are some big improvements coming to creating a sim, and they're also looking at focusing more on what they're calling the heart and soul of the sim experience, which is going to be about personality for the Sims. And one of the first teaser images they published from the game are some screenshots that show more detailed and more expressive animated eyes for some of the Sims that you can create. So it looks like they're going for a similar aesthetic to the previous games. It's not going to be like a fully realistic human necessarily, but there's going to be a lot of animation and character to it. And because of Maxis's current history with SimCity, they did come out and state that the game will be focused on an offline experience. So they're looking at really trying to hopefully avoid a SimCity experience here once more. And a last little bit of news, kind of fun story to close out this week. Irrational Games today actually announced that they are working currently on a BioShock Infinite Songbird Plushie toy that they're going to be releasing sometime in September. Currently on Irrational's webpage, you can pre-order the plushie. It's currently $55. Don't know if that's going to be the final price or not. It's somewhat smaller than the actual Songbird, which probably is really silly to say now that I think about it. But it's a 7-inch tall toy with 14-inch wingspan, which is pretty cool. And it looks kind of stylized. It's not super realistic, but rather it looks more like some of the plushie toys that you can see in the actual game. So it's pretty cool. And if you're interested in checking that out, I've got a photo here in the video. Also, you can go to Irrational's website. The link will be down below in the description, so you can go check that out. And with that, that wraps up this week's edition of Tuesday Newsday. I'm Sil. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to me here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and like my Facebook page, and stay tuned for more editions of Tuesday Newsday every Tuesday.